Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time, I think we were kind of up here, dealing with the various cultists and the like. I can't remember if we had a session in between that or where we got to here. Possibly some time spent in the Druid's Grove, but for now, we are nearly at level 4, where our power level in early access caps out. And so I think, seeing as that we're here in the Blighted Village,
moving in,
and that the blacksmiths is right here, we may as well head on in and consider taking out some of the spiders and other creatures down there on our quest to get to level 4. So first thing, we need to get through this calcified web. Hopefully some force damage will help with that. And then we need to use jump to reach, so we can hop ourselves down here and the rest of the party should follow. And we get a loading zone into this blacksmith's shop. Now, there are a few things of note around here. So
can't slow down.
Let's get everyone over here to some safety. And split these two up. So, who has the higher dexterity check? 13 for +1, 16 for +3. So easily Grace going to be the one sneaking around picking chests. If we can use a ladder successfully. Great work, Grace. So DC 14, we've got 3 and 2. Unfortunately, no guidance because Wyll is too far away, but hopefully we shan't need it. And with our proficiencies and the like, we're all good. And crack that open, and we've got a steel-forged sword. Unfortunately, neither of us are proficient in martial weapons or short swords, so we won't be getting to take advantage of that. But we can, of course, sell it down the line. Now, we have no option to remove traps here. And if we just move that, can we move this just a little? Just a touch. Okay, so obviously it's a bit cheesy because I knew that that was trapped and the heroes obviously don't, but I'm not going to get too hung up on it. And we have Highcliffe's Blueprints, a story item. Now, we haven't done this quest in a while, so let's just take a look at it. Precise arcs and neatly drawn lines form the blueprints of 3 weapons, a greatsword, a sickle, and a dagger. Each length and angle is marked with exact measurements, and forging instructions are printed carefully along the bottom of the page, emphasizing an unusual ingredient, Sousa bark. The Sousa bark can only be applied to an ordinary, unmodified blade.
Weapon blueprints. They call for Sousa bark. If only I knew where to find some.
Alas,
one day I'll catch a break.
We don't. So we took minimal damage there, so we don't have to worry too much. I'll take this opportunity to grab an extra torch.
Better take a closer look.
And we've seen that this wall here is cracked. Now some force damage. We'll make short work of that. And we can crawl on through here. Now I'm going to have to apologize to you guys because
be careful. Those webs carry vibrations.
These 2 humans do not have dark vision, so our view around is a little bit stifled. We can get dark vision by using the familiars, but when they move, they don't drag the others with them as a party. But the imp can fly over these webs, which is nice. So perhaps we can do a little bit of scouting ahead with this guy. So we've got some skeletons and some objects. And up here we have an Ettercap who is infested. Now let's just see if we can't get a sneak attack in here. And so we have startled 2 face spiders and 2 ettercaps. If we attack here... So we've done a good 13 damage. However, what's likely to happen is we try and escape. And you'll notice this guy didn't get an attack of opportunity because they still have the surprised condition, so they don't get to take a reaction. If our imp here dies, we won't be engaged with these foes any longer, and so what will happen is the foes will take an opportunity to heal themselves just kind of passively while we're not around. So I'm going to try and kite these guys up towards here so that we can get the rest of the party involved before this guy dies. Now, unfortunately, we don't get a dash action, so we're just going to have to hope that he can survive a few hits. This ettercap dashing means that they won't be making an attack on us this turn. And interesting to see these guys dashing rather than teleporting. But doing okay, getting some extra turns in. And we can come up to here, see the spiderweb and the rest of the party. Now, the ettercaps can cross this and we can't easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this torch onto this webbing. That is not where I tried to throw that. Never mind then. It has 2 HP. So instead, we're able to just eldritch blast it. And we'll leave those guys there for a minute. Back to our imp. End that turn. These spiders, not sure what they're trying to achieve here, really. We continue to take light damage because we are infested, having attacked an infested creature. But we're going to just kind of hold up here, I think. We should be in range that these guys can see what's happening if one of them decides to get much closer. And then we can just kind of start eldritch blasting from across the way. In fact, can we see that ettercap now? We absolutely can. So we can get involved.
Nothing will stand in my way.
And now that we're in initiative, these guys won't have an opportunity to heal if combat ends without us getting involved. So our imp is back with a turn. We may as well attack where we can. And then these guys aren't sure what they want to achieve, apparently. I guess they're letting the ettercaps do their bidding first. Now, I don't know that this imp is going to be able to make it that far across. But we'll try. No, target is way too far for them. So be it. We're just going to keep stinging. Now, can we hex from here? We cannot. The target is too far, but Eldritch Blast has a range of 60 feet, not 120 feet. So that's still plenty for us. Apart from the fact that we just pushed it back, so we now cannot actually shoot that far. Good work, everybody. Right, they're on the move again. And there's actually some webbing here that we've managed to stand in, which is good going. Still not going to be able to jump that far. They can't decide who's getting involved in what fight. But hey, that's one of those guys taken out. And 25 XP is 25 XP. Now, I presume the other stuff's going to have to come and try and get towards us. That's just going to be a given, right? Yeah, there we go. So, that spider attacked our familiar and not us, which is great. That is a huge amount of damage just for a sting. And now we're going to attack with Wyll first, because his Eldritch Blast doesn't knock back. Whereas Grace's does, and we don't want to knock this spider out of Wyll's range. Excellent. This guy's going to ponder even further what they want to do. Excuse me while I hydrate. Okay. Neither of us are infested, but we also don't currently have line of sight on any foes. And since, if I could, I would hold an action to Eldritch Blast on anything that comes through this way, but unfortunately, this is not Solasta. They are, however, going to come along and give us a target. So we shook off that poison immediately, which is great. Wyll start the party with a crit. Lovely.
Well, so much for peace.
Should consider hexing, but so far we've not needed it. I'm probably going to try and spit poison at us again. And then they retreat. And that guy just doesn't know what they're doing, do they? There's no way we're going to make that jump. So we have to wait for them to come to us in a manner we can hit them, or we have to retreat and enter the mine the other way. I say the mine, the caves. But they're back, which is great. Alright, now we just wait to see if this Ettercap is ever actually going to move from this spot, or whether it's bugged and just going to stay there forever. Which seems like it could be the case. Also, it's our turn. So if this guy doesn't move now, we're just going to assume they're never going to move. So we can just
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Leave back the way we came. And what will happen is, eventually, we'll get far enough away that the game considers us no longer engaged with that foe. So if we hop back through here, back into the smithies, we're going to have to find an alternate arrangement. And just before we do that, of course, we're going to want a lovely pair of familiars.
A hero at heart.
And then you might be able to see just here there is a ledge, and we can use jump to reach. And fortunately, there are boxes there that enable that path for us. He said, should have guessing that the game's pathfinding is always going to break where it has an opportunity to.
Have to keep going.
Alright, let's equip a torch. Otherwise, we're not going to see much ever again. Wyll, this is not light, is it? So we're going to need to do it this way. We just had a torch in hand, didn't we? Alright, that's a good compromise.
Never wanted the easy path.
So now we are on that other side from the channel we were just having fights in. And somewhere around here should be that other Ettercap. Question is, where? There's the corpses from the fight we just had around the other direction. And we can see on the minimap, we can see the utter cat, but they're hiding somewhere behind this pillar. If we just try and step on this webbing,
If not over, then through.
we attract its attention. It is immune to the enwebbed condition. Fortunately, that shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. We can fly over the obstructions as an imp, and that only costs us movement speed, not an action or a bonus action, because we have a flying speed. So we get a great attack in there.
Another fight. Let's go.
Eldritch Blast with Wyll first. Then Grace. And she may well push them off a cliff. Not quite, but they have 4 HP left. Where is our Quasit? They did not make the trip up here. Well, we'll just have to resummon you in a second then. That's all of us done. Fortunately for us, they go after our familiar. And this guy is infested, so we can simply go back to our other heroes and resummon nice healthy ones. Let's get, in fact, 2 imps here, just because the flying speed is going to be useful. Okay, excellent stuff. Somehow Wyll got infested. Let's make sure he doesn't die. Okay, well, we want to heal, but I don't want to spend spell slots, so it looks like potions for Wyll it is. And now that's done, we can go and collect whatever supplies we can find down here, worrying about the web in the meantime just as an annoyance rather than a threat. Making it through saves and attempting to move every 6 seconds when we get over the enwebbed condition. So there's various bodies all over the place, various backpacks as well. And in a couple of these directions, there are other interesting places, such as this lab down here that we certainly want to check out in a moment.
Don't waste a step.
If we can ever get off of these webs. I could have jumped down, but then I risk taking damage from falling, which I'm not super keen on. Alright, we are off the webs. Thank goodness. Let's go see what these guys had. Alchemist's Fire. The Apprentice's Journal. I'll give that a read. Let it be known that I left my homeland because I was bound to my master and not because I chose to. Were it not for our oath, I swore I would still be home serving the Zolkirs and not attending to hogpox in this crude hamlet. However, an oath is an oath, and I will serve him as is my duty until I am released. The early journal entries are written in a delicate, intricate script that goes rougher and wilder the more pages you turn. It ends with one hastily scrawled entry. They did it! The Dark Justicers got the old bastard before Zolks could. Now he's bleeding out, and once he's gone, I'll be free of this oath. I can go back. I'll return the tome of necromancy he stole. They'll forgive me. They'll know I'm loyal. The key gem's secure in the tunnels. Once I have it, I'll slip into the cellar, take what I can carry, and then home. So, we have learned about a key gem for a book of necromancy. Seems somewhat pertinent to our interests. I'm going to leave the weapons because we're not proficient and we don't have that much carrying capacity between us. Potion of Greater Healing is wonderful. So let's go check out this lab and then we'll worry about where we go next after that. There's also a backpack just hiding there. back here. We've got more torches. Bloody journals. I don't need rope. I wonder if someday we might be able to climb our way around these environments. There's some gold, an onyx, and spider step boots. The wearer of this item gains immune to being enwebbed. That is excellent around these parts. And a diagram of a ritual. An ornate diagram is drawn upon this parchment, depicting a ritual of some kind. At the bottom, two figures, a spider and an elf, are sketched within overlapping circles. A single word is penned beneath them, Transcendence. And in the wicker chest, we've got Scroll of Fog Cloud, Shocking Grasp, Thunder Wave, and Web. A tattered journal. A journal filled with hastily sketched diagrams of spiders and various spell runes. The captions are largely written in code, save for a few passages near the end that append in shaky common. They can sense my devotion. It draws them. I hear them in the shadows, whispers from the Dark Mother. I woke to a gift wrapped in spider's silk, a pair of boots that, when taken from a heretic's corpse, Lolith sends her daughters to reward my faith, to let me know I am on the right path. Another gift, the corpse of a drow, sigils scarred upon his face, an arachnomancer, one with the power to inhabit the spiderling's form. It is a message, a calling. My blood already dries upon the dagger, her blessed image carved into my skin. So, some people around here were having an interesting time of things.
Open up.
We have word of a spider mother and some elves with scrapes and scratches into themselves. Most of this book's pages have been carefully burnt away. Those that remain contain a single sentence rewritten in various states of agitation. In her form, I find ecstasy. The spell is not enough. Well, that's not ominous at all. We don't need all of that water or the extra torches, I don't think. And so, with that, we've had a good fight. We managed to not die to any spiderlings so far. Still a decent chunk of experience remaining for level 4. But perhaps we'll see what we can achieve with these spiders, making sure we have a clear way out. Otherwise, perhaps we'll go and do something else. Who knows? Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.